Hi, this is Dr. Asta, and in today's anatomy class we will talk about the muscles of anterior arm. So let's see what are the muscles of anterior arm. There are altogether three muscles in the anterior part of our arm, and those are coracobrachialis, biceps brachii and brachialis. So today we will learn in depth about the origin, insertion, action and nerve supply of these muscles. The first muscle is coracobrachialis muscle, and it originates from the coracoid process of scapula, which is here. So this is the scapula, spinous process of scapula, coracoid process of scapula, and coracobrachialis muscle originates from the tip of the coracoid process of scapula. Then it comes down and it gets inserted in the humerus. Now in humerus, this is the medial border of the humerus, which is right below the head of the humerus, and in the middle of the medial border the coracobrachialis muscle gets inserted. So if we see in our body, here in this area we have the coracoid process. From here it comes down and gets inserted in the middle part of the shaft, part of the medial border of the shaft of humerus. So it is passing anterior to the shoulder joint. Therefore, when the muscle contracts or shortens, it causes flexion in the shoulder joint. Now the other muscle is biceps brachii. Biceps brachii has altogether two heads. One is the long head and another is the short head. Both the heads, they originate from the scapula, and the long head of biceps brachii originates from the supraglenoid tubercle, which is present here. So if we see the scapula, this is the glenoid cavity where the head of humerus comes and articulates to form the shoulder joint. So in the glenoid cavity we have supraglenoid tubercle and infraglenoid tubercle. So the long head of biceps, it originates from the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula, whereas the short head of biceps, it comes from the coracoid process along with coracobrachialis muscle. So the short head of biceps originates along with coracobrachialis muscle in the coracoid process. Now from both the sides, these long and short head of biceps comes down. It passes from the bicipital groove, which is present in the anterior part of the humerus. It passes through this. The tendon goes from here and it reaches the radius, and in radius it comes down and gets inserted in the radial tuberosity over here. So the muscle, therefore, both the long and short head of biceps are crossing two joints. It is coming from the scapula, both are coming from the scapula, going down, crossing the shoulder joint, comes further down, crosses the elbow joint and inserts in the bicipital tuberosity or radial tuberosity of the radius. So both the heads, it crosses the shoulder joint anteriorly. Therefore, whenever it contracts in the shoulder joint, it causes flexion of shoulder joint. After that, the muscle, the tendon, it keeps moving downwards and it crosses the elbow joint as well. It is crossing the elbow joint anteriorly, and when it shortens, it causes flexion in the elbow joint. Hence, the major action of biceps is to cause flexion in the elbow joint, but it also helps in the flexion of shoulder joint. Now coming to the third muscle of the anterior of arm. The third muscle is brachialis, and this muscle originates from the humerus. It originates from the anterior shaft, anterior part of the shaft, anteromedial and anterolateral of the lower part of the shaft of humerus. This muscle, after this, runs downwards. It crosses the elbow joint and gets inserted in the ulna. Now this is ulna, where this is the olecranon process of ulna and this is the coronoid process of ulna. So this muscle brachialis gets inserted in the anterior surface of the coronoid process. So here it gets inserted in the anterior surface of coronoid process. So now let's see, in our body, it is originating from the anterior part of the shaft of the humerus, and it inserts in the anterior surface of the coronoid process of ulna. So the muscle is coming from here to here. So when it contracts, it causes flexion in the elbow joint. So this is the action of the muscle. Now coming to the nerve supply of these muscles, all three muscles, biceps brachialis and coracobrachialis, are supplied by musculocutaneous nerve, which is the branch of lateral cord of brachial plexus. With this, we have come to an end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and like this video. Thank you and bye-bye.